Hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all, hey, it's your girl Kizzy. Happy Tuesday. Y'all already know what time it is. Y'all know how I do sometimes, and my fan is a little bit too far away from me, and I'm hot. Y'all know I tell y'all mostly what y'all need to know. We know I'm a woman of a certain age, so it gets a little warm sometimes, and I don't have my fan sitting where I am at this moment. But I'm excited about tonight. It is August 27th, 2024. First and foremost, let me say, before we even get the show started, happy birthday to my oldest daughter, the lace magician, Crystal LaShawn. I made a post today. Y'all know who she is. And for y'all who don't know, she's the young lady that just had all the controversy about the 5-year-old with the wig. Hey, Nova wasn't going nowhere in that wig. And I think like the weekend after that, Nova was here. And I let her come on for y'all to see. Y'all see my El Maquillage bag in the background? There's always a bag. There's a Nike bag. Then there was the El Maquillage bag. I don't know. They just end up in here with me. So updates. What kind of updates do I have for y'all? For one, I'm getting back to my normal self. So a lot of stuff is coming. We have a lot of special guests lined up all the way through, I think, the second weekend in October, the first Tuesday in October. I think I'm booked through October 1st or 3rd, whatever that first Tuesday is. We have special guests leading up into that moment. So the next few weeks is going to be exciting. We have a special guest tonight, and several of our special guests, some of my guests, they do like to come back and visit and give us updates. But the only repeat special guest that we have is our first Tuesday, which is Chester, Prince of the South. But everything in between, it's all new people that you have not met, have not been introduced to. And some of them are coming on to just talk about their business because I love to showcase Black businesses no matter where they are. I always want to put them in the limelight and give them an opportunity to be exposed to my audience, which I'm happy about the size of my audience. There's no big thing for about it being almost 9,000. I'm okay with that. I see how tedious it can be to have more. I see what people post. So I'm grateful to be able to share whatever it is that they do as a Black business owner with you. Nadaj Baca will be back to give us an update. He isn't on the roster yet, but I know that he has a lot that he wants to update us about. At least that's what he says. We shall see. Y'all, I'm still working on a sip and chat. I need to pick a date. I know. I couldn't help it. I had to reschedule. It was an issue. And so I had to, take my body out for a spin to see if she was up to being somewhere for 4 hours at a time. Because, honey, it was a time of vitamin D deficiency. Good gracious, it was a time. Tonight, our special guest is Rachelle, the Queen of Controversy Knowles. Now, this is funny to me. Why? Because y'all know I be on here causing a havoc mess when I get on here and talk about whatever it is that I choose to talk about. Ooh, I got wrinkles. I'm sorry. Y'all know I'm at home. Y'all know we started on the couch in pajamas, so it's okay for me to have a few wrinkles. Well, I'm going to tell y'all how we got here with these wrinkles. I ate before the show, and I got some stuff on the shirt that I had on, and I needed to change real quick when I noticed what was on my shirt. And I was like, it's okay. They've seen me in pajama tops at least, so I think it'll be okay for me to be a little wrinkled tonight. Y'all get to see the worst parts of me. At least I think so, because I wake up like this. So I feel like, it's okay. Y'all know, y'all don't be caring what I be wearing. Y'all care about what I say. And for me, that's a plus. So I'm always happy to come on and bring y'all what's happening out here with relationships. You all know that I like to showcase my guests, and they're going to tell you about themselves. And when they stay, they don't know what we're going to talk about on the show. I like to keep it interesting, off the cuff, and raw. And I haven't told her what we were going to talk about. I just told her, hey, we're going to talk about you first, and then we're going to dive into it. It just makes for a better conversation because a lot of the times I come up with these topics and I put them out there and I don't think back to them to make it, transparent as possible until I come to talk to y'all about them. And y'all know I can't tell Chester ahead of time because he'll want to talk about it then instead of when it's time for us to talk about it on First Tuesday. All right, so I still have not filtered out the fall and winter line colors for the Hatline Hero. Y'all, trust me. I have so much going on right now that I'm almost overwhelmed with just life itself. So I'm like, I'll get to that. Maybe I'll get somebody to do that for me. And that way I won't have to do it. We shall see. And I'm still working on rebranding the websites. But y'all know, I've pretty much been out of commission except for doing these shows with y'all since like, I'm going to say probably mid-February. So it's okay. I have a doctor's note. If it's any constellation, I have a doctor's note. Anyway, my guest is backstage, and I cannot wait any longer for this person to come on and chat with us because I'm excited. Because I did a little research. Y'all know I always at least do a little bit of research when I have somebody on, but I always try to keep my research to the bare minimum so that it leaves it open for me to ask questions and they get to tell me in their own way. Because I don't like to think I know what's going on. I kind of like to be told because that's their business and they know. So with no further ado, ladies and gentlemen, once again, I'm at an undisclosed location. Mind your business. Y'all don't never know where I need to be unless I'm at home and I tell y'all. But with no further ado, I'm going to go ahead and bring this young lady in 3 minutes early because I can. It's my show. And I want to talk to her and I want to learn more about her. And then we're going to jump into our topic. So before we do that, hey, Iggy. Hey, Mercy. How y'all doing? I'm glad to see y'all in the building tonight. It should be an interesting show. And so let me go ahead and grab her. I think I'm older than her, so I keep calling her a young lady. But that ain't y'all business. Me and her figure that out. Okay, so with no further ado, let me bring her into the room. We want to welcome Rachelle, QueenofControversy Knowles. Hi.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Kizzy.
How are you today?
I'm fantastic.
That
Glad
is good
to be here.
Yay. FYI, y'all, I met Rachelle at the fashion show, the fundraising fashion show that I did a couple of weeks ago, and she was the host. And the minute that I found out what I found out, which I'm going to let her tell you, I was like, oh, you got to come on the show. Actually, I think I walked to her and said, hey, I own a company called Men A Minute.
Yes.
And that's kind of how she was like, what?
Yes.
So I immediately needed to get her attention. And y'all know how those words do, people. So let's find out why, where, who, how, and when we got to Rachelle, QueenofControversy Knowles. So, Rachelle, what is it that you do with that name?
So, not to go into the whole way of how I became the Queen of Controversy, but long story short, when I first got on Facebook, I started just posting the way people do, and just kind of being transparent, saying things that had a little shock value to them, if you will. And the difference is that people were really interacting with me. Like the topics were so spicy and so controversial that people couldn't help but put their 2 cents in. And I started out and I would literally go through hundreds of comments and comment to everyone. So I made everybody feel heard, seen, and otherwise. And it just grew so big just on my wall that a friend from New York told me, listen, I see something in you. I know that you don't know all the people that interact with you on a daily basis. Why not take this to the next level? Why not, since they think they know you, rent out a venue and give them, allow them to be in your space so that they can actually meet you and actually have those conversations, in a room among other like mine. And so that's really where it came from, because I was just real spicy on Facebook and kind of got deemed controversial. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna own it. Queen of Controversy. And that's how we got started.
How long ago was that?
That was my first live show was in 2010.
Okay. Well, I'm talking about 14 years in the game.
Yeah. There were some moments where I stopped, and kind of went in a hiatus, but I came back mainly because I had generated such a following that people were, every time they saw me out and about, they're like, when are you going to bring the talk show back? When are you going to bring it back? So the last time that happened was, coming out of the pandemic, and everybody was coming back outside and they were warning. And so I was like, well, but things have changed so much with the pandemic. Podcast has become the new it thing, And so I was like, well, I don't know. I'm going to have to change directives. I need to probably start a podcast and not do the live show. But there's a certain group of people or certain base that still want to come out to a live show because they can use it as a date night or what have you. So it was like, well, that's fine. You can podcast if you want, but we want the live show. We want to be able to come outside, sit in front of you, sit in the room, have those conversations. So that's how I can. And it was a year ago this month that I started back. So I've been doing it for a year now. Out of my hiatus, my last hiatus.
Good for you. It very Thank similar you. To how I started, but I'm coming up on my 2-year anniversary in about a month.
Right.
I host
Congratulations. I did hear that on your last. Congratulations on that. That's awesome. Time does fly though, doesn't it? I bet it doesn't feel like it's been 2 years.
Right. I'm like, wait, look, it hit me that day. Like, wait, my 2-year is coming. I do something very similar called the sip and chat. I do a live sip and chat. I don't do them often, but I reschedule one because of my vitamin D deficiency. So I actually need to finish and actually pick a date to actually do it. Okay. I wanted to come down and do something to Orlando, but what I am going to do is visit this talk show. What's the name of it?
Real Talk Konversationz.
Say that again.
Real Talk Konversationz. And about 4 or 5 months ago, because what I found is that a lot of men would be a little hesitant about coming because me being the queen of controversy, that name scares men. Okay. We're just being honest. Men are like, I don't want no controversy. But what they don't realize is controversy, as it relates to my stage name, if you will, is really about me choosing topics that are taboo, but they're conversations we need to have, not just about men, not just about women, about relationships, about our interactions with one another, about finances, about politics. You know what I'm saying? So I cover the whole gamut. Yes, the basis of it is relationships, but it's not about a male bashing situation.
Right.
We do bash them, but we also bash women.
Okay, this is what I tell people. We don't just bash men. Yeah, we don't just bash men over here either, because you can't
everybody
do one without the other. Yes.
But what I decided to do, because I would have guest hosts here and there to just spice things up, so it's not just me and people get a little bit of a different change of pace. I ended up taking on a permanent co-host, and his name is Irvin Simpson, and he has been amazing. He's a great addition to the show because now men feel validated. They feel like they have representation. You know what I'm saying? So it just really, it was needed. It was needed to kind of bring everybody into the fold.
I agree. Fox 35 weather app scared the devil out of me every time. It was like, oh, I agree, which is why I have every first Tuesday, I have a male co-host every first Tuesday. I'm actually getting ready to host a round table just for the fellas, because I really, like you, I can't talk about one without the other. Nobody's safe, including me, because I'm a woman too. So I am so glad I bumped into you, because I'm having a girl talk. And so I think I'm going to have you back for that one.
Please, I would be honored. I would be honored.
For the girl talk. And I plan on, look, I'm coming on a Wednesday. We just to get together and get that date, and I'll just have to skip my radio segment. But I already told him that I'll be skipping one so that I can come out to your show at the bare minimum, if not be there, but to at least be in the audience just to show some support. Because what we do is quite interesting because they come looking for me simply because of what it says behind me. Men
Right.
ain't men. So
Listen, that ain't a controversial piece of information. But as a woman, it makes perfect sense. We understand fully. When men get
right.
a little
So
tight, I expect men to get a little tight when they see that.
so they they come looking for me. So when I'm
Okay.
they come listen, I'm telling you, at funerals, at outings, I
Mm-hmm.
get rushed up. I get rushed up about that men ain't men back there. And I be like, well, if it bothers you so much, you got to ask yourself why before I
Right.
can address it. So,
Right. Right.
so yeah, they come looking for me. So, and it's hilarious because I'd be like, okay, well, we can talk about it. You want to come on the show? No, well, I don't want to talk about it unless you want to talk about it publicly. I don't want this to be a conversation between just you and me.
Right.
Which is why I'm having the round table for the fellas because I
That's
need
going to be
equal
amazing.
representation because I understand that I understand that there's women who aren't right. I get it, but I date men, so I can only give that perspective. But I post a lot of controversial things just like you do. So you started in 2010, you came out of hiatus a year ago. You have a permanent what what days can they see you live at this talk show?
Okay, so our current location is Rain, and it's in Altamont Springs. It's called Rain, and it's I think it's called, the whole name is Rain Club and Pool Bar or something to that effect. But at any rate, the address is 230 West State Road 436 in Altamont Springs. Our show is every third Wednesday of every single month. So if you think every third Wednesday, all you got to do is go down your calendar. 1, 2, 3. That third Wednesday, we're there, and it starts at 8. The doors open at 7.
Of course, I'm putting this in the comments, not just for them, but for me.
Thank you.
But I knew that it was every third
Anything?
Wednesday. So Rain Club and Pool Bar in Altamont Springs.
230.
I'm reading it again. I'll read it to you.
Okay, sure.
It's at. I didn't get the address. Where is it?
It's 230 West State Road 436.
All right. I know where that is.
And that's all.
All right. So we got Rain Club and Pool Bar at 230 West State Road 436, Altamont Springs, on every third Wednesday at 8 p.m.
Exactly.
Oh, I'm going to get your information together. I'm going to have your information together.
I appreciate you.
I'm gonna make sure that your information is correct. It posted to the YouTube channel, but don't worry, it'll show up on Instagram and Facebook.
Awesome.
We are streaming to all 3 locations simultaneously, so everybody is actually seeing us. YouTube subscribers, Instagram, and Facebook followers. So we know that you mentioned that you have, you speak about controversial topics. What kind of topics? Give me one topic that you've spoken about recently on your show.
Okay, I tell you what. Let me just go to one of my shows, grab a good one.
That's
now we listen. We go in, so I don't know how deep you want
to
go.
Do so many, honey.
Okay,
the door is open.
Let's see. Okay, we'll do this one. Do you feel that a lot of women intentionally date men they think need them or they believe they can fix?
That's a very good topic. I don't know nothing.
And I know I have friends.
Nobody.
I've even been guilty of it. But we all have been at somewhere in our phase in life that we do. We pick someone who we know is not going to be what we need, but we want to fix them. We think we can mold them into what we want. and then they will be loyal to us because we
Mm-hmm.
have built them up, and that's just not real life. You build them up,
Mm-hmm.
and then they go down the street with everything we've taught them. So yeah.
They on their way. Absolutely. So yeah, that's some stuff that we definitely talk about over here. Tonight's topic is very controversial.
Okay.
Um, it's going. One of my Facebook friends actually made this post, and I commented on the post, having agreeing with what she was saying.
Mm-hmm.
And then I saw later that she made a post saying she didn't mean to step on anybody's toes. She was speaking for herself from the experience that she had. So what we gonna talk
Right.
about is this.
Okay. I'm ready.
Why do certain women, why do certain women feel the need to pursue or entertain married men? Mm-hmm.
That is actually one of my topics for September. That's crazy. It's very similar to that. But yes. Okay.
Because I've been the wife, just like she's been the wife who got
Right.
cheated on. And just let me pull up the exact post that she made. Let me see if I can
Okay.
go find her page. Um, and I was like, because I commented on both of the posts because, honey, you don't have to apologize for hurting somebody's feelings for doing something that they shouldn't be doing in the first place, him
Right.
or her for that matter. But being in the same position that she has been in, being the wife who's been cheated on, I understood where she was coming from and
Mm-hmm.
having experienced it in the same
Mm-hmm.
way. In certain instances, not a lot of them, the husband may leave his wife, but
Right. It's rare,
it's
but it
not
happens.
necessarily because he met this person. He was all It's rare, but it does happen. So we're not going to say that it doesn't. However, it's rare that he actually is going to leave his wife. If anything, the wife leaves him and he doesn't have a choice but to go.
Right.
So her post says, how you let a man hurt you or betray you or make you feel any kind of way that was not your man in the beginning. You knew what it was from jump. You can't get in your feelings about someone else's husband/wife. Honestly, that's on you. Then you have the audacity to be mad. At some point, you have to face reality and say it was good while it lasted and let it all go. The average man has no real intention of leaving their wife. I don't care what he's told you, you can't keep those who don't want to be kept. But happy Saturday. I'm just talking about what I'm talking about. You all get a thrill out of being with married men. Who raised y'all?
Ooh,
Okay.
baby. She
That
doubled
was
down
her
on
post.
who
And
raised y'all.
she was speaking. She
I
did.
love it. I
Yes.
love
And
it.
so there were other people, other women also. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Other people also, you know, commented on it. Why blame the woman? The man knew he was married, right? It's not that she's not blaming the woman. She's just telling the person who's on the outside, don't get your hopes up. He's going to lie to you to get what he wants, regardless of the fact. But, doesn't mean he's going to get to keep his wife because he's cheating with you. But it doesn't mean that he's going to stay with you because he's going to try to hold on to that wife as much as he possibly can. And some instances, like myself, I left. I'm sorry. I can't do it. And I know she did too, the author of this post.
Mm-hmm.
And there were a lot of different comments. Where is she blaming the other women? They were going back and forth. And I was just like, oh, this is good.
Yeah. It's a
But
loaded,
everybody,
it's a loaded topic.
it is a very loaded topic. All right. So then somebody said the fact that a married man even told someone he was leaving his wife, then cheated on his wife, just don't sit right with me. This is what somebody put in the comments. Now, I actually know these people, like since like sixth, seventh grade.
Right.
I know these people, and I know the people in the comments. Let's see. That married man has no business entertaining another woman, period. I 1000% agree.
Right.
Oh, he know where home at.
Not sure if you can hear me, but I think your screen is frozen. Not sure if you're saying something to me.
Fat Boy Robinson says, yo, look, and it's raining out here. I'm in the country. They know what it is out here with
Yeah, no
windstream
worries, no
and this
worries.
foolishness. Look, these folks know where it is. Let me check these comments. Fat Boy Robinson says, yo, now what's funny is this. What's funny is this. The person that is up on the screen is the reason and how. He's not the reason. He's how I actually started Men Ain't Menin'. He made a post, I commented, then I made a comment. And then I made a post about Men Ain't Menin', and that's it with him. So, hey, Fat Boy. Okay. All right, so Andre says he thinks a little bit of both. and Fat Boy says he's just here for the comments. Thank you for joining it. But
not sure if you're talking to me. I can't hear anything.
I'm glad I had a minute because I needed to scroll through these comments because some of them I didn't see.
You were frozen for a little bit.
Some of these comments I didn't see. So yeah, I'm glad
okay.
I'm glad it gave me a minute because some of the comments I didn't see. I'm like, oh, oh my goodness. All right, so somebody says I've been on both sides of the fence. All right, it says one says I've been on both sides of the fence. I was even lied to about them being married. So being on the both sides of the fence, I'm thinking, so you've been a wife that's been cheated on, and you've also been a side chick of a married person. That's how I take that comment.
Correct.
Let's say this person says you didn't make a post to start no mess. People don't like differing opinions, and that's their own. Give a fuck who it is or who is doing it. Us adults know it. We have a picking and a choosing issue, picking and choosing when it's right and when it's wrong based on whether it's us or somebody else. Okay. It's funny because I know these people. So I generally say their names in the comments when I go through them, but not tonight.
Right. And it's funny because our show last month, our main theme was, is your picker broken? And this kind of falls in line with that in the sense that, like you said, almost, I would say 70% of women who have been married and cheated on in that marriage, and then they come out of that marriage, almost all of them in their next little meantime relationship, they end up picking someone else's husband. It's almost like they're wanting to see what it feels like to be the side chick. They feel like the side chick got all the benefits. She's the one that he's sneaking and he wants to talk to her all the time. I don't know what it is they're thinking that the side woman is getting out of it, but they want to experience that from her perspective. And it's just not going to end well. I mean, you were a married woman. You know how this made you feel. So why go out and put another woman, an innocent woman, not the woman who cheated with your mate, but just an innocent woman minding her business. Why put her in that same situation when you know how that felt? Yes, I do realize that men have accountability in that as well, because they're the ones who made the commitment in the marriage. It's not the woman who he's dealing with, but we got to have standards of our own as women. I don't want nobody man. I don't want to share no man. I want my man on holidays. Nope. I don't want to see you the day after Valentine's or the day after Christmas. No, I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be her. And I know that I'm worthy of having my own. Why would I settle for that? It's just foolishness. And then you have the audacity to let your feelings get involved. And now you mad because he was his wife. Well, that's who he's supposed to be with. It's just crazy.
That's
crazy.
Who he's supposed to be with, his wife.
Yeah.
All right. Crazy. So somebody else said, I'm speaking from experience. She says, I'm speaking from experience. In my first marriage, I was cheated on so many times till I lost track. Them women wasn't looking dumb. I was. I stayed and kept making excuses and defending him. A cheating man taught me the difference between night, day, and before day in the morning. I used to say, he comes home to me every night. 3 and 4 in the morning is just that because he stayed the night with her.
Yeah.
Men will tell the side woman what she needs to hear, but why should they know what's going on in the wife's house for them to be together? And that is the truth. Oh, he comes home, but he comes home 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, but he spent the night with her.
Mm-hmm. We make excuses.
They got the day, night, and before day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I can't be your side.
I'm not gonna say we, because I'm gonna call a red flag when I see a red flag. But a lot of us as women will try to change a red flag to green. And we just need to stop being delusional. We need to stop being delusional. God instilled us with intuition. If it feel like it ain't right, it ain't right. It ain't right. Stop lying to yourself.
It ain't right. It's not right. Look, I leaned over for you to see that red flag. Okay.
Yes, ma'am, honey.
The logo is amazing.
Red flag enters the room, recognize it.
Right. They play, it's kind of almost like they get delulu and go, and I guess that's what they mean why they say you're in lust. I've only experienced lustful feelings when I was younger. I got married at a young age, at like 19. So my eyes were popped open early. My eyes were popped open early. So after that fiasco of a situation, I wasn't one that you could fool easily, and I never wanted somebody else's husband. Right. I never wanted somebody else's husband because I had already been in that position and I knew what it felt like, and I never wanted to make another woman feel like that.
Right.
Never. Now, I did date a dude who was married, but when I met him, he was coming out of the marriage, going into his divorce. So I feel technically that didn't count because they weren't together anymore anyway. That is the closest that I've ever gotten to dating a married man, because at this point, what exactly can you do for me? Like you said, I'm not going to be by myself on Valentine's Day, because if I'm going to be by myself on Valentine's Day, I'm going to be single. It's just this. It doesn't serve a point. Mama used to always. Okay, what else we got? Mama used to always say, and I quote, "It's not behind them." Nene, I wonder what she meant by that. I'm gonna have to ask her. It's not always behind them. She said, Mama used to always say, and I quote, "It's not behind them."
Speaking for the in regards to the males or the females.
That's what I don't know. This was her response to the initial post. Mama used to say, and I quote, "It's not behind them." I don't know. I'm gonna have to look. I'm gonna ask her. I knew her mama too, so I'm gonna have to ask her what she meant.
Yeah, I need some more context.
Mom, rest her soul. Yeah. Let's see what else we got here. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Apparently, I missed the in between stuff because of my
Right.
algorithm. So I only saw
Yeah.
this post, and then I saw her follow up post. It was starting stuff, and I'm like, the only people who could be in their feelings about this post are women dating married men.
Right.
That's
Absolutely
the
correct.
who else?
Because
Who else is going to be
a hit dog will
yeah? Who
always
else
holler.
is holler loud? So she probably needs to because lies is at who lies? Yeah, I don't know. Hmm. There's some more stuff happening. I can't read that jibber jabber because I can't understand what they're trying to say. I don't know. Looked like somebody was getting smart in the comments. So let's see what else. That seems like it has a bunch of comments. Look, they I don't. Let's see. All I said was say this shit a little louder because they act like they don't understand. Ain't nobody comment on my comment because they knew I would have went, ma'am. That tells me
Right.
that you're in a position to be in your feelings. Whose
Right.
husband are you dating?
Right.
Writing on the book. Controversial. I am. Let's see
Mm-hmm.
what else. All right. So it's funny because I'm looking at these comments and I know these people and I know some of these situations, but it's okay. Y'all didn't put it on Facebook. I just won't say y'all
Right.
names during the
You done made
show.
it public, so it's all our
So
business.
this right. Look, this is my babe right here. She says, I went through all these comments and I can truly say the ones that don't want to put the woman at fault are the ones that have never been in the situation. You're on the outside looking in saying what you won't do. But when I was young, I said a lot of things I wouldn't do. But today, baby, God will make you eat your words. I have been married to my husband for 27 years, and that's my dog. I have had a lot of ups and downs with this man. I have an 11-year-old stepson that I love dearly. He didn't ask to be in this world, so there's no reason to mistreat or hate him. But because the mom didn't get what she wanted, she's very bitter. No one is perfect in this world. Men only do what a woman let them do, which makes both at fault, in my opinion. Everyone has their own opinion and make choices in their own life. No one is looking stupid because at the end of the day, that man is going to be with who he wants to be with.
Amen.
Relationships are nothing but a test, which gives you a testimony. Y'all be good now. Now, that was a nice long post, cuz, honey, but both of their asses are at fault. It's your husband. He stepped out. Listen, ask the man that married me what stepping out got him.
Right.
I ain't even got to be married to you. If I'm in a committed relationship with you and you step out, that relationship is over because that shows a lack of respect. You don't value what we have, especially if we've taken vows and I've married you and you
Right.
are not living up to those vows like you promised and said that you were going to do. I am. So the expectation is for you to do the same. So
Right.
it's not, I don't like the fact that they're just trying to blame the woman. She just pointed out an obvious observation. Honey, he might cheat with you, but he ain't gonna leave with you. That's
Right.
simply all she was doing.
Mm-hmm.
But this apparently got a whole lot of other stuff from that. Do anyone ever notice things don't get bad until this happens? Let me see. What's this happens? It's a picture of a no caller ID or something like that. Okay. Fat Boy is in her comments too. He says, this new generation believes sharing is caring. You right. Because those old school chicks, we're not even on that. I mean, the sanctity of marriage should be respected and valued. And a lot of people just aren't doing that these days.
Yes, that's true.
Like, be sure
But
that that's what you want. Let me see. And so, I mean, it's a choice for that woman to stay with that man if he cheats on her. It's completely up to you. But baby, I'm not gonna stay with you after you done cheated on me over and over
right.
and over and over and over and over till I lose count. Ain't no
Mhm.
way in this world. I can't do it.
You
I
know,
gotta have some
you've got to
self-respect for
you've got to have some form of respect for me. And if you just do it over and over again, the respect has been gone. The respect has been
Yep.
gone. And so what are we doing? I might as well, you want to be for the streets. And so I'm going to let you be for the streets. I'm going to give
Thank
you
you.
your paperwork and release you for the streets.
Right. I'm gonna help you be all you can be.
Yes.
I'm here to support you. And in
Yes.
whatever way that is, if that's supporting you while you here with me being faithful, or if I'm going to support you getting out of my life being unfaithful. You got a shout out from Monique Nichols. She
Hey,
said, I see
Mo.
you, friend.
Okay. Yeah.
Hey,
It has
Monique. Welcome
everything
to the
to do.
show. Let's
It
see
has
what else.
everything to do with respect. And if a man, it says a lot. If a man has no fear of losing you, he already knows that you are too insecure to leave. If he feels so confident that he can continue to betray you and challenge, just challenge the relationship, he already knows that you're not strong enough to walk away.
Yep. He already knows that no matter what he does,
Right.
no matter
Mhm.
how much it hurts, no matter how many times, you are still going to be there.
Correct.
And hopefully you're going to be there when he's ready. I feel like he kind of it's like a lady in waiting. I married you and I'm gonna keep doing this to you, but eventually I'm gonna grow out of it. But baby, you can grow out of it on your own.
And I think a lot
I
of
can't
women
stick around
today,
for that.
Kizzy, I think a lot of women today have the mindset of our grandparents, who they knew that our grandpa had a whole household 2 streets over, and she stayed because she wasn't working. She was a person who stayed at home. She was a in-home parent. So he was the breadwinner, and
Right.
she felt like she had where was she gonna go? You got 5 kids from this man. Where are you gonna go? Yes, he has a woman, a mistress 2 streets over, but where are you gonna go? But we don't live in these times anymore, and that was
Right.
yesteryear. Don't allow that type of behavior. I guess
Yep.
women are waiting on them to get out of their whole phase. But you made me look like a fool in these streets. And now I'm supposed to want to spend my golden years with someone who made me look like a clown in these streets. And they got a whole family. And so
Somewhere
then
else.
when we get to your funeral, it's all these women in here with all these grown kids. Like, it's just messy. You can't love me and leave me in that kind of mess.
Right. You can't embarrass me, because if you loved me and cared about me, the last thing that you would
Yeah,
want to
it's
do
crazy.
is to embarrass me. And somebody said to one of these comments, when she's saying that the husband has to be held accountable, period, the other party isn't the concern. I have to 1000% agree with that, because
Right.
I didn't marry this third party. I married
Exactly.
him.
Exactly.
So
My
fellas, if
commitment is
your
to
wife
him.
is cheating on you, you married her. So I don't want nobody to think we pinpointing just the men, because women cheat too. But for
Right.
me, I date men, so y'all know I have to talk in that tense. If if you know, this third party didn't make an agreement with me. Her
Right.
loyalty to me doesn't even matter, because
Right.
she doesn't have any, and I shouldn't expect her to. I just should be able to respect her, to respect the marriage. But then again, who brought her in it? He
Mm-hmm.
did.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
whatever, and a lot of the times women don't even know the man is married, until he gets caught up in a situation, and by that time she didn't got feelings and she don't know how to let go.
Right. Right. Now she mad at the wife. You got
Now
attitude.
she
You
made
got a whole
right.
attitude. You got a whole attitude with a lady who he made a covenant before God with. That is his person. You
Right.
are a stranger interfering in a covenant that they've made before God.
They have the same last name, and you mad.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Let me see, what else did she say? These comments were really good on this post. It says, girl, that part. It says, girl, that part. He's the problem, not the female. A man has to have a mentality to not cheat on his queen. So if a woman having issues like that, get rid of him, period. He's causing the female disrespect you. Absolutely 1000% agree.
Right.
Because again, y'all had an agreement before God. This third party he brought into it. So if you are having them kind of problems, I agree. I know these people. You know, yeah, ladies, Marion County, I'm so proud of y'all in these comments. What else did she say? So if a woman, okay, nothing else should be said. Husbands have to not allow hardships for his wife. No questions asked. Glad I never had this problem. It's horrible. 1000%. It's his fault. And how is it just the female's fault? I don't know. But I didn't get that from her post. That's just how
Right.
somebody out in Facebook land took it because they was
Perceived.
guilty of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
That's how it is. Mm-hmm.
Now, one thing I can say, if I could,
But I know her follow-up post was like, oh, I didn't. Yes,
with
go ahead.
the one thing, the biggest thing that I have with men who step out on their marriages is that they tell the outside woman all of the personal business. Once they get comfortable with that woman, why would you tell her all of my business when I'm your wife?
Right.
Like, do what you're doing, but never
Right.
make her feel like, no, not make her feel like, you give her access into what is going on in our daily interactions at home. That's so not okay. That's such a huge betrayal. But then the wife knows nothing about the outside woman. The outside woman knows everything about the wife, her schedule, when she pick up the kids, what time she get home. Like it's such a ugly betrayal.
Mm-hmm. It is, because it's like, why does she know all my business? Why does she know where I work? Why does she know what I drive? And why is she so angry at me for being your wife?
Yeah.
I had nothing to do with the lies that you told her and brought her in and made her a third party. And it's crazy because women, we have intuition. We're born with it. You know when something isn't right.
Yeah.
Even if they make it up and make themselves believe, oh, everything is this or whatever excuse that he's given them, they accept it. It's like, no, girl, he married. You ain't never been to his house and you've been dating him for 6 months. He's married. Okay?
I'm not dating anyone that I can't come to your house. You're not coming to my house if I can't come to yours. And that's the agreement. You're not going to be here if I can't come there. Period.
There it is. It's funny to me because he was like, oh, I've never been to his house. Well, guess what, honey? You ain't going.
And I'm not saying that I've never done it, but you grow up and you mature and realize, you know what? You're better than this. You don't deserve that. This man shouldn't be able to come and lounge around at your house at leisure when he need a break from his real relationship. No, man.
Right. Yeah, I can't. I can attest that I've never done it. If I can't come to your house, this kind of defeats the purpose. Yeah, I'm not going to date you
because I want to go. I want to go look at another 4 walls. I'm tired of looking at my 4 walls. I want to go look at some new 4 walls, please and thank you.
Yeah. I learned at 2019 what that was all about, and I made some. I always talk about the list, but this is the one that one of my deal breakers. If I can't come to your house.
Yeah, I can't. That tells you everything you need to know.
It tells me everything I need to know. And that is the one steadfast thing that is on the list for me. If they ask me about, because I talk about lists and how these lists are unrealistic and how this list that you got made up in your head only is real in your head. There's very seldom can you find the person that matches everything on this list because nobody's perfect. Mine has basically one thing on it. If I can't come to your house, I know you're married. I don't date married men. I can't do it. I'll let you have that because I don't want to do that to your wife because somebody has to respect her because you don't.
Woo! Woo! You better say that.
I have told people that multiple times, sir, I can't talk to you. You're married because somebody got to respect your wife because you don't. Because that's exactly what I felt when I got cheated on.
And
Okay, somebody got to
some
respect
men,
me.
the audacity of some men to take you to their marital home. And these women are actually going up in these women's homes. Like, are you crazy? Do you know she has every right to kill you?
And
if you're
him
found
right
in
there
her
on the
residence.
spot. Right. You've been in my home. Well, look, if in all honesty, she should be killing him. But once you get there, sis, and you look around, you know a
And you
woman
realize
lives there.
it.
You know a woman lives there. You should
Yeah.
be upset, mad, and leave if you didn't know about the wife. But if you knew about the wife and you there anyway, you just as slimy and low down as dirty as he is.
You gotta be ready for whatever that leads to.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be scary and be cheating with somebody, man. You can't be scary. You gotta really think about that life.
Because I'm gonna be ready to look and bug for real. Because that's not my boyfriend. That's not my baby daddy. That's my husband. Oh, honey, I can tell you, I was ready, and he knew it. I mean, I went. Hey, I'm knocking on your door because I need to know what. But yeah, after that experience for me, I never made it my business to ever get in that type of situation with anybody because it just wasn't happening for me. It is 7:51 p.m. We have come to the bottom of the hour. It has been an absolute delight to have you on the show. I gotta get my mama
all mine. The pleasure was
I gotta get my mama some better internet. I hear in these woods.
Okay.
I hardly ever do the show from here. So I'm like, wait a minute. So yeah, we gonna work on that. But it has been an absolute delight having you on the show. I have got to have you back on the show.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. It's been amazing.
You are absolutely welcome. I will be definitely visiting 230 West State Road, 436 in Altamont Springs. I know where this is. I used to live off of 436 in Altamont Springs.
And my co-host, ironically, is a Altamont Springs native. So
okay. Yeah, because I used to live on the opposite, like right Crane Roost, like when you got off 436, Crane Roost is to the left. That road that goes to the right, which is North Lake. I used to live down North Lake Boulevard behind that road. Yeah, for about 2 years, and I go visit my old neighbor all the time. I just visited her a couple of weeks ago, so I do still come. Right, so I'm
you know the area. You're not going to have any difficulty getting to the show.
Right, no difficulty getting to the show. I'm just going to have to reschedule a Wednesday, a radio night, which I've already told him I was going to do. So he's expecting it. He has more fun on my show anyway, because he can say what he wanna. Right. It was such a pleasure meeting you. I'm glad that I got to meet you because now we get to collaborate and network and blow the internet up with this foolishness that we talk about, which is real facts. So if you guys get a chance and you are in Altamont, if you don't get a chance, make plans to go to Rain Club and Pool Bar at 230 West State Road 436 in Altamont Springs every third Wednesday at 8 p.m. Do they buy tickets or do they pay at the door or is it a walk-in? How are we doing it?
So what they can do is that you can always pay at the door. And even if you don't have cash, we do have a cash app situation there at the door as well. I just recently purchased the Square. So you can always pay at the door. If you want to pay in advance, follow me on Facebook. My name on Facebook is exactly the way it appears here on the podcast. Rachelle, Queen of Controversy, all runs as one word. As soon as you start typing in Rachelle Queen, it's going to come up. Request me. I will make you my friend, even though it'll tell you that I've got too many friends. I'll go delete somebody who's not active. Okay, I got you. So if are you
in professional mode?
Am I? Probably so. Look, when I'm trying to get that word out, I'm probably in professional mode.
I'm going to help you out. Put your page in professional mode, and you don't have to delete anybody. You can just gain followers.
Oh, you mean literally change my page to professional mode? Okay, we're gonna talk about that off the air. So you
and because that's how that also it helps you monetize your page. I didn't mean to do it. It just kind of happened. because this is actually a new page for me. But you know, when it's in regular mode, you only get 5,000 friends.
Oh,
When
okay.
it's
So
in
yeah, I need to change it over. I need to
so
change
when
it
you're
over.
in professional mode, you can get however many followers.
Right. Well, I
There's
think
no
it isn't. Well, then in that case, I think it is in professional mode, because I think if you can't become one of my friends, it will still allow you to follow me, because I've got tons of followers too that are not necessarily my friends.
okay,
So
because
you
yeah,
still
because I
have
went to
access
your
to it.
yeah, because I went to your page,
Uh-huh.
but since I was already your friend, I don't
You can
think
tell.
I couldn't tell. But I'm gonna tell you're not, because I don't see how many followers you have.
Okay, got you. So I need to still change it. Okay, I'm gonna have to look into that.
Yeah, so I should be. Let me
Thank you
see.
for that.
Oh, you're
That
followed by
nugget.
1,653 people. But a
So
person can be your friend and follow you, or just be your friend. Honey, we gonna work it out. Okay.
Okay.
That way, because you look, we try to reserve our friend spaces for people we really want to be friends with, because that
Yes.
gives them a particular type of
Access.
access to you. You
Correct.
want to limit, and then you want to keep people who are followers as followers, because that also limits their access to you. So
Correct.
don't worry, we're gonna make sure it happens. But y'all, every third Wednesday at 8 p.m., Rain Club and Pool Bar, 230 West State Road, 436, Altamont Springs. Find her on Facebook, Rachelle QueenofControversy Knowles. I shared her today. I'll be sending out invites to follow her. That's what I was trying to do. That's why I was looking at your page.
Thank you.
So we can get her followers up. Y'all stay tuned, because I'm going to this show. I just got to get it on my calendar, because now I'm booked up for the next like 6 weeks. But I just need to
Booked and busy is
reschedule.
always a good thing.
Thank you. I just need to reschedule one of my third Wednesday radio segments with Chester, because I enjoy going on his show. It's the radio. And we have a
Yeah.
mini segment of Men and Minute. Thank you so much. I'm gonna put you backstage. Stay back there, because I'm coming to talk to you.
Sounds good. Thank you. Appreciate you for giving me a space on your platform. Very much appreciated.
You're welcome. Thank you. I'll talk to you in just a minute. I'll be right there. It's always a time on Conversations with Kizzy, presented by Men Amen. And y'all know me. I try to keep things hot, lively, interesting, and educational, and sometimes downright messy. It just kind of depends on how I feel. We always keep it transparent. We always keep it real. And y'all know me. I'm going to tell y'all what it is, in my opinion. Do what you will with it. But y'all know what I always say: be good or be good at it, but don't get caught. Love and light. I'm out. Bye.